Dang, time for a change. You know what I mean? You know.
Now, something's wrong with your mic. I don't know what's up with your mic there,
Can you
creature.
hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, but it sounds really muffled.
It's probably because my earbud. I don't know. Hold
Well,
on.
that's all right.
Ask
We'll
me
work
this
on that
spot.
real quick here. If we can go ahead and
Yeah.
get our awesome contestants to all request the box, we'll
Hold
get
on.
all three
Exit
of
me.
them up and running right
Exit
now.
out real quick. And let me try to come back in.
Sounds good. All right, we got Bob, we got Red, and then we just need Rob. And we'll bring back in Creature here and we'll get the show. So while they're all gone, I'll tell you guys about the show. What we do on this show is we go on the internet and we talk about movies. And we score movies on a scale of 0 to 100. We figure out what the audience and the
Any
critics
better?
still muffled.
We're good. Keep going.
Now that's fantastic.
Yep.
So what we do is we score these movies on a scale of 0 to 100. Whoever's the closest to that score gets a point, and then proceeds to get the next movie. Pick the next movie, and we're gonna do that for 45 minutes until we get into the 15-minute mark at the end of the show, where we get into the rapid fire round. What we do there at the end, we stop talking about movies, and we start scoring movies. Everybody, how we doing today?
What's up? Doing great.
I'm
Making
good.
it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Krampus to all of you. Hopefully, you all are good little boys and girls this year. Didn't have to have Krampus come knock on your door.
Oh, Krampus is my best friend. We go terrorize the children together. It's fun.
I love it. All right.
I keep forgetting
Does
only do it to the
anybody
bad
here
ones, though.
does anyone here have any questions about the show?
Long as
I
we
love
wing
it.
it.
All right, creature.
As long as we wing it
What do you
together,
got
right?
for
Are
us?
we allowed to share the live so we could get our supporters to come in and
Absolutely. Share with anyone, whoever you like, up, down, left, and right.
okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
I think one of my
Anytime.
supporters, Tino.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay? Cool.
Thank you, whoever spun that wheel.
I tell you what.
Thanks, I
Let's
appreciate it.
let's start with one of my favorites that I like on here. It's there ain't but so many Christmas movies out there, y'all. So I'm gonna try to hold back what I got right this second. But let's start off with Avatar.
Oh, the
Avatar's a
first one, I'm
Christmas
assuming.
movie?
No,
Are you, are
it's
you,
it's one of my favorites on this show.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were doing
He
like
said
Christmas movie.
before
My
we
bad.
get into the Christmas movies.
Oh, okay.
okay.
All right. So we're going to start off with Bob. Bob, what do you remember from the movie Avatar?
Uh, I remember the base of what it's about, which was pretty good. Basically, they were invading a planet for a rare, I think it was rock element that was under their main tree that pretty much was the life to the whole planet. So they made clones of the blue people. I forget what they were called. And then they like somehow linked their
You put some
consciousness to
respect
those
on the
clones.
Navi's name.
Yeah, that's it. Numnies. And
Close enough.
then, we all know how it happens with the big bad corporation. It goes south real fast. War breaks out. Guy falls in love with the girl, stays with the girl, and now they have a video game about it too, which is pretty cool. That game is really
It's the
awesome.
worst video game ever. That's a very great synopsis of the movie. I appreciate that. So now let's get to you know, the bread, the meat and potatoes here. What do you think the internet critics scored this movie?
98.
Critics of '98. All right.
And what do you think the internet audience scored this movie?
Probably like a 99 because it did get praised a lot as a really, really well good movie.
All right. Let's go. Reddington, what do you remember from the movie Avatar?
Oh gosh, Jake Sully, wasn't it? That was like one of the main characters' name, wasn't it?
That was correct. I believe it was Sully.
And yeah, he I don't know, fell in love with the girl, and then he didn't want to. He was paralyzed. He was in a wheelchair, and when he wasn't in the wheelchair, he got to be the Avatar guy and
He was handy capable.
capable. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, that. Of course, I don't know. We talk about the other movies that came. He eventually had a family with
That
the
way.
main, with the co-host, I guess, or co-lead. I don't know. But they had that whole war and the life tree, and I don't know that thing with the hair, and then they took on the, I don't know, whatever they took their hair and put it into the animal or
Yeah,
whatever the hell
they
they
could
were.
like sync with each other. Like, sync me, see.
Yeah, they sync with that pterodactyl type creature thing. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
So that's as much as I mean. I remember watching it, of course, but
That's
they
all right.
weren't,
What do you think the internet critics scored this movie on a scale of 0 to 100?
Gosh, the internet critics probably gave it. Yeah, gosh, I'm going to go 94%. I'm going to go a little
All
below.
right. And what do you think the audience scored it?
I'm going to say 95.
94, 95.
Yeah, you're good, Cloud.
All right, Rob, what do you remember from the movie Avatar?
I remember the main character that played Jake Sullivan. They were trying to do research about the avatars and what the avatars were about. I remember during the war, after the war, he was left on the planet because he fell in love with an avatar, a female avatar, which led up to another actual movie that I actually got to see as well. So in regards to that, they were doing research, trying to figure out what these avatars were about. And basically, that's all I remember is them connecting their tails. I think it was tails. I think it was tails. Connecting their tails to the tree for life. It was like life generating. So if they did not have life, they would die. And that's about it. That's all I remember.
I like it. Now, what do you think the critics scored this movie?
I think the critics themselves scored it at 99. I do want to go with what Bob was saying, 99%. So yeah,
Awesome. And then what do you think the audience scored it?
I think it's pretty up there as well. I want to go 97. 97.
All right. All right. Okay. Everybody's definitely high on this movie, as they should be. So y'all will find out for yourselves. This is why it's one of my favorite ones, guys.
All right. The critics scored this movie an 81%. The audience scored it an 82%. Giving our first point here to Reddington.
Critics, man. Ooh,
Red,
wow.
welcome to the board, my friend.
They were harsh on the movie. Wow. I mean, it did help bring 3D back, but I mean, 3D was already, but I guess it wasn't enough. Okay.
It's the way of the
I
dodo
think
at
the
that
Avengers
point.
movies brought that back, 3D. I believe that came out before Avatar, the Avengers movies.
The first Avengers
Right?
did. Yeah. It came out in 2008. This came out in
Yeah, it's
2009.
I thought. Yeah.
All right, Red. Welcome to the board. You get to pick the next movie.
Okay. How about Oh wow. How about the Hunger Games?
I love it. Y'all familiar?
You believe they made a new one? That's
Yeah, let's
crazy.
not talk about that new one. We'll just talk about the first one that that we
Oh,
most
is
people
that
would
out
know.
around Christmas time too, or because I'm confused.
Huh?
Or does it? Do you want me to wait? How about? Oh, I was gonna say I can change a movie. I can think of.
Don't
No,
want
this is
it.
the original Hunger Games from 2012, right?
Yeah.
You good with that, Rob?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So, Red, we're going to start with you. 2 questions. Why the Hunger Games? And what's your favorite scene from the movie?
Oh gosh. Why the Hunger Games? I figured it could be a movie everyone knows about. So I like to try to keep it fair.
I'm
And
just curious why you volunteered this movie as tribute.
that's right, because Hamish enjoyed his drinking. Hamish. That was his name. Yeah, that's right. Hamish enjoyed his drinking, and there was a couple of snow scenes. Does that count? And that's right. Volunteer this movie as tribute. I like that. DJ, I'm going to steal that from you.
Absolutely. So now, what do you think the critics scored this movie?
I see it as a 91%.
91. Okay.
All right. And what do you think the audience scored it?
An 88.
88. 91, 88. All right. Okay.
All right, Rob. What do you remember from the Hunger Games?
I remember it was a start to a new civilization for a group of people. The main character, she was a warrior. So they based it on her, and basically they were trying to break away from this main powers that were trying to take over everybody's areas. So that's what I remember.
Love it.
This girl is on fire.
Oh, Lord.
What do you think the critics scored this movie?
I want to go with 89 for the critics, and I want to go for the fans. I want to go with 82.
89, 82. Bob.
All right, Bob.
Yo,
What do you remember from Hunger Games?
never seen it.
It's something you should have told us before we did this.
Now you have to guess. I hate to say it.
I mean, I know the gist of what it is. They gathered a bunch of people to basically battle it out to the death in like this open wilderness arena thing. So, I mean, I know the story of it and stuff.
There you go. Okay.
I just never got around to watching them, but I do know what it's about.
It's a great movie. You should watch it, to be honest.
Might have some homework.
Yeah, everybody says that, especially since I think it was the sequel. That one actor guy had an OD he was in. He was one of the main guys. His name, he was in like everything.
I don't know.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
No, not Matt Damon. Matt
No,
Damon's still alive.
I think it was Woody
Dang
Harrelson. I think it was Woody Harrelson.
No. It wasn't Woody Harrelson either. Those are people you guys are wishing it on too. But I forget what the guy was. He was like the main guy that she talked to in there. And I think it was the sequel.
Oh, like the Ron Weasley kid?
No, he was an older guy. He had been in his 40s or so at the time. And he had a relapse of drugs because he just got done getting over it. And he had a relapse and died. It was before the movie came out.
Jack, go ahead. ahead and look.
I forget his name now.
Wow. While chat looks that up, and we move away from that. What do you think the critics scored this movie?
I'm gonna say 58.
How much?
58.
5.8. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And the audience?
They seem to have liked it, but it had a lot of mixed reviews. So probably give it an 89.
58.89. All right. Okay. Wow. Kind of vast right there. I like it.
Just a bit. The
Because I know the audience may have probably liked it a little more than the critics. I know the critics kind of crapped on it when I read the reviews, but when people watched and I read reviews about it, it was kind of mixed. Like the diehard book fans didn't like it, but the rest of the people.
To me, it was kind of confusing. Like, I have every single one of them, even Mockingjay Part 2, and it was just very confusing. It was something like I couldn't get into, even though I bought all the movies. So if anybody else wanted to watch them, it's like it wasn't making no sense.
Well, it made sense to the critics. The critics gave this movie an 84%.
Wow. Yes.
The audience gave it an 81%, giving our next point there to Rob. Rob, welcome to the board. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Cinema Score Game Show. I am your host, DJ Ya Boi. What we do on the show is we talk about movies. We go around the horn and we hear what everybody thinks about the movies we're talking about. And then we score the movies on a scale of 0 to 100. We see what the audience scores the movie, and we see what the critics score the movie on a scale of 0 to 100. Whoever's the closest gets to pick the next movie, and we go from there. But in the last 15 minutes of the show, stick around because we have the rapid fire round where we stop talking and we start scoring. Rob, what movie do you got for us next?
I want to go with Home Alone 2.
Lost in New York.
Yes.
Awesome movie.
The Butler.
What about that movie, Rob?
What I remember about the movie is basically he's trying to save Duncan's toy store from the wet bandits that actually tried stealing from his house already. So basically, he meets this homeless woman in Central Park. They become good friends. He gives her a turtle dove as a gift, and he keeps one as well. That way, it shows a sign of friendship. But he actually literally is the hero for saving Duncan's toy store. The funniest part I remember is when he's at the hotel in New York, and the parents are chewing the desk clerk or whatever he was out for allowing him to stay in the hotel under the family's credit card. So, and then allowing him to leave on his own with no issues. The mom is like, really like, I'm gonna go out there and find my kid. So yeah, that's what I remember about the movie.
Hell yeah, dude. Now, what do you think the critics scored this movie?
I want to say the critics scored it in the so around 80%.
80.
All right. And what do you think the audience scored it?
I want to say the audience scored it around 79.
79. Okay.
All right, Bob. What do you remember from Home Alone? Home Alone 2. I'm sorry. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Can't hear you, Bob. Can't hear you,
Bob,
Bob.
we can't hear you. Bob,
Can't hear you.
can't hear you. All right,
We
while Bob is
cannot
going
hear
through
you,
his
Bob.
technical difficulties, we'll go ahead and go to Reddington. Red,
Type in your.
what do you
type
remember?
Can you hear me now?
from Home Alone?
Can you hear me
There
now?
we go. There we go.
All right.
There
Yeah, I
we
don't know why, but sometimes my voice meter decides to say no sound for you. Sorry.
No sound for you. No soup for you. Sound, it's a sound
Pretty
Nazi.
much.
Sound Nazi.
Yeah, pretty much. No sound for you. Come back next week.
All right. Please elaborate on what you were saying earlier about Home Alone 2 Lost in New York.
Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. The same thing that happened in the first one pretty much happened in the second one, but at an airport. He was following the wrong guy, thinking it was his dad. Winded up in New York. The wet bandits just broke out of prison. Decided to try to hide out in Duncan's Toys to steal the charity money. He found out about it because he happened to been there, threw a brick through the window, started the whole, I guess, battle with them that winded up in his, I think it was his aunt or uncle's place that was under renovation. So basically giving them another hospital trip that would have killed anybody normal. I do remember that one scene in the basement when he electrocuted a guy and they showed the skeleton. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I loved how they did like a cartoon type thing of it. But yeah, that was pretty funny. And then that oh man, that death trap of a pile he made to climb out of there. That movie was great. That movie was really, really good. I think that's pretty much
Kevin
all.
McAllister. Kevin McAllister should be in a prison for war crimes.
Supposedly they're making another one where he's older now.
I heard that's in the talks.
Yeah.
I think that would be great, and it would be funny if it was the Wet Bandits kids versus his kid.
Oh no, it's the Wet Bandits where they're older.
Yeah, it would be great. That would be hilarious. That's one franchise where two old guys could actually be pulled off because those guys are real good actors. So
Absolutely.
True. Very true.
if they get the one guy out of retirement again.
Well, money talks. BS.
It's called Kevin's Revenge, supposedly. Home
So,
Alone Kevin's Revenge.
Bob, what do you think the critics scored this movie?
Well, I know everybody loved it, but I don't think the critics did too much, if I remember correctly, from when I was reading up stuff on it one time. So I'm probably going to say critics probably gave it like maybe like 30. Wow. I think the audience probably gave it more of maybe 85. Because it is a classic. It's not up there with the first one, but it is a classic though.
The first one was, that was the one. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that was really good.
Reddington, what do you remember from old Tim Curry, Rob Schneider, and
yes, I was gonna say, there was a scene where he expected some tip, and Kevin gave him his chewing gum, and then he's like, I already got enough tip, and then of course the infamous bathtub scene where he was trying to track down, supposedly he thought it was Kevin's dad, and he had
get out of here, you little pervert.
Yeah, that's right, the pervert
that
scene,
was a classic.
Really offended my dad, and you just you missed him, and that's right. Had a little stall in his bathtub.
Sorry, Mr. McAllister.
He's already had enough tip, And he goes to pull out the big money, and he's like, "Oh, you already got the tip. No worries, then."
His look at his face was classic.
All right, what do you think, the critics?
I'm going to go with a respective 83 and an 82.
83, 82. Okay. All right. Bob, you went pretty low on the critics. Wow. Other than that, I'd say we got a pretty tight race here, DJ.
This movie came out in 1992. Exactly 2 hours long. And here's the critics' consensus on the movie. A change of venue, a more sentimentally and violent, a change of venue and more sentimentality and violence can't obscure the fact that Home Alone 2 Lost in New York is a less inspired facsimile of its predecessor. I can't read to save my life. The critics gave this movie a 35%.
Whoa!
Okay.
The audience gave it a 62%. Putting our final gentleman on the board here with Bob. Bob, welcome to the board.
Bob. That's a way to do it.
Now, Bob, what movie do you have for us next?
Oh, a really good movie I enjoyed. Violent Night. That's a great Christmas movie.
Okay.
Violent Night.
Has anybody seen it?
I haven't. That's the only
Strike
one.
one there, Bob. Unfortunately, Rob has not seen it.
Oh, you suck. All right.
It's all good. I'll take a guess on it. I'll take a guess. I'll be. Yeah,
I mean, I can tell you what it's about.
I mean, why don't you break it down for Rob? If he wants to play it, we can give it a shot.
All right. Basically, what the movie's about is it's your typical rich family being held hostage for an obscene amount of money that the bad guys believe are in a vault in the basement. Well, Santa Claus happens to be delivering gifts that night. So they just think he's some impersonator as Santa Claus in the house that they hired. So they go ahead to take him hostage too. He tries to plead, saying he doesn't want to get involved. Come to find out a little bit of backstory of Santa.
We have John Leguizamo in it.
Yes, he was the main villain. And it had the guy from Stranger Things that played the cop and Hellboy. He was Santa Claus.
He's Santa, right?
Yeah, and he's not your typical Santa Claus. He swears, he drinks, and he's just a badass.
He was actually going to quit being a Santa Claus too. That was his last year. It was.
Yeah, because he believed that there was no hope in the world. A little bit of backstory that they reviewed. He was a badass Viking that was very violent in his heyday, turned good, doesn't understand how Christmas magic really works, winds up being basically die-hard mode on them, goes throughout the house and eliminating them one by one. And it was such a really, really good.
He goes full McClane on him.
Yeah. And then when he tells the little girl that's on a walkie-talkie that he finds about his sledgehammer skull crusher, his hammer, and he finds the sledgehammer in the garage. Oh my God. That was really, 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 really good. Like, that was a good. It's been a long time since I've seen an actually good.
For those who have not seen Violent Night, I would highly recommend you guys maybe have a little.
Definitely.
Gather your family around the fire tonight and enjoy a violent night. What do you have?
And it shows what happens when Santa Claus brings somebody up a chimney with him.
Yes.
I don't want to know. What I do want to know is what you have for a score by the critics on this movie.
Let me see. I'm probably gonna say around like the critics would probably give it like a 50. And I think the people the audience probably would have gave it a little bit higher, probably like 65. Because I mean, as good as it was, I didn't really hear too huge of praises about it, except for it was a pretty cool, badass Santa Claus movie.
Gotcha. All right, Red. What do you remember from the old Violent Night?
Well, yeah, he was definitely not your typical Santa Claus. Probably the opening credits was the opening scene where he's at the bar on a drink, and the other Santa Claus were like, "Oh my gosh, I can't let a fellow Santa Claus down. I'll go ahead and cover the man's tab. He gets to the roof. He goes to leave, and he throws up, and the bartender ran up to the roof to stop him, and she took one right to the face.
That was horrible. He was like, "Oh."
But yeah, definitely, he wasn't your typical Santa Claus, and he wasn't, he certainly had some violence in him, and he slowly took them one out at a time. Wasn't his intentions. His initial intentions was to get the heck out of Dodge, but his reindeer had left him.
That's right. The gunfire went off. They left. That was funny.
Yeah, he got his sack blown up. Well, it got tossed into the fire, but they apparently got his spare sack and came back with it. But yeah, pretty funny scene. Pretty good movie. It was one I would actually suggest seeing as well. Why not? You should. If you want a little twist to a Santa Claus movie.
Love it. So what do you think?
I could see like the critics giving it like a 78%. And then as far as and I think as far as the other people are, probably like an 83.
Okay.
I'm gonna take
All
a
right,
guess.
so Rob, from what you've heard from these two gentlemen talk about this movie, what is your take of Violent Night?
I think it's gonna be a great movie. I'm gonna have to watch it. Basically, I gotta find out what platform it's on so I can find it and watch it.
Was Amazon, if I remember right.
It's on
Should be on every.
Vudu, Prime Video, and Apple TV.
Okay.
Yeah, Amazon, you're good.
Okay. Definitely. I'm going to take a guess at it. I'm going to guess that the critics gave it a 69, and that
Nice.
and that the fans gave it 67.
69, 67. Okay. Everybody kind of in that consistent range right here. I like that. Okay. Well, we got
Violent Night isn't as wildly entertaining as its concept might suggest, but for those seeking harder-edged holiday fare, it may be a whole lot of fun. The critics gave this movie a 73%.
Uh-oh.
The audience gave this movie an 88%, giving this point to Reddington.
You were close there, Rob G. You were close there. Nice.
And Rob, just give credit to you
What do you have for
for
us next?
not having seen it. You still, went with the flow.
That's right. Hey, he was all over that first number. He was all over it with the critics.
Yeah.
All right, Reddington, what movie you got in mind?
How about it's a huge discussion and a huge debate, but we can agree, I think.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yes, we had to go Die Hard
you
too.
took
You read
one of
my
my
mind. I was just reading an article about that.
It is. It was
Die Hard.
decorated and everything for Christmas. They had a tree,
It is a
everything.
Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than Home Alone is.
No, I say they both are because they're both decorated for Christmas.
What does Christmas have to do with Home Alone?
Everybody was away on vacation during Christmas vacation. That was the time that the criminals decided to rob all the
it's just
houses.
the time of year.
Right.
Yes. Same with Die Hard. It's just
Die
the time
Hard.
of year.
Die
Right,
Hard.
but there's more Christmas decorations in Die Hard than there are in Home Alone.
No, Kevin literally uses his
Why
Christmas.
don't you go
score as
take a walk around Nakatomi Plaza and tell me I'm wrong?
You're wrong.
Because we're on a featured show.
Nakatomi Plaza is like 70 stories tall. McAllister's
It
home
is.
is only 3 stories tall. How are you going to tell me that there are not more Christmas decorations in Nakatomi Plaza than there are in Kevin McAllister's house?
Well, I'm talking about what we only saw.
Yeah. True.
Oh,
That
see,
whole
you
street
just
was lit up.
you got to review. You got to remove that fourth wall veil that you're trying to live behind. I digress. Reddington, Die Hard. What's your favorite? Why?
Oh, it's always a huge movie for debate when it comes around Christmas time. So we might as well have this debate why we talk scores. So, hand in hand, and you gotta, what was it? Hans Gruber, wasn't it?
It was Hans.
Yeah, Hans.
And of course, he gets yanked out, knocked out, thrown out of the building, and then
The top of Nakatomi Plaza.
John McClane kept causing the problems, blowing things up, taking C4, blowing up. I hope that wasn't
to
one
the
of the
party,
hostages.
pal.
And don't forget the cop. He gets his cop car shot up.
First of all, that's the dad from Family Matters.
Yes. Poor Carl. All he wanted was a Twinkie.
Carl just wanted to go home and not deal with Urkel that night, and yet he got stuck at Nakatomi Plaza.
He probably was happier dealing with terrorists than Urkel.
Thank God.
It's like, terrorists? Absolutely.
Let's go.
Did I do that?
Oh,
Real fast, though, did you guys see that there's an Urkel cartoon Christmas movie out? And it's the same guy that did Urkel, did the voice?
I didn't know that.
I haven't checked it out yet, but that's pretty cool.
That's adorable. I hate that. I don't know why we're repeating everything, but Reddington, what do you think the critics scored this movie?
They'd probably consider. I'd be curious if they think the first one was that was a better. I'm going to say probably it's one of those rare feats, or at least because it's Christmas ties, probably made it out to be better. So maybe an 85%, 86%.
All right.
And that I will give an 87 as far as the online critic ratings.
Rob G.
I remember the aircrafts, they were having issues trying to find how to land the aircrafts in Die Hard. And John McClane found
That was the sequel.
way to do it. He found a way to do it. Lighted the whole
Didn't Professor Snape want a helicopter on top of the building?
Yeah, he did actually. He did. That's what I also remember. I remember that cop always giving John McClane a hard time, like, "You're not a cop. You like he always wanted to sit there and fight with John McClane, like, "You don't belong here. This is my deal." But John McClane ended up being the hero at the end of the movie, and the cop had to go back and be like, "You know what? I was wrong about you." So
I was wrong, McClane, like I was in the second movie.
He's like, "I'll give you a ride home on my golf cart."
In the third movie, in the fourth movie, in the 10th movie.
All right. What do you think?
I think I want to say the critics gave it a 91, and the audience gave it a 89.
91, 89. All right. Bob.
Yeah, that movie was really good. I believe his wife winded up being one of the hostages, and the guy figured it out, if I remember correctly. And
McClane's wife.
the worst scene that made you gringe your teeth was when he had to walk through that glass with bare feet. That is,
Ooh, that had to hurt.
yeah, that was just. I got PTSD of that one. And then when he used the guy, put the C4 on the guy and threw him down the elevator shaft with the Christmas lights, it said "Merry Christmas" and math on it. That was funny. It's like, so that was a really, really, really good movie. I know it's a fan favorite. It's a holiday favorite, of course. So I'm probably gonna say, I think the critics gave it a 94. And I think the audience too. I'm just going to do 94. I think that's the safest route.
All right.
Because that's just right down the middle.
DJ, before you give your score, give a rundown, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cinema Score. I am your host, DJ Ya Boi. What we do on this show is we talk about movies. And we go on the internet. We figure out what the internet and internet critics and the online audiences scored these movies on a scale of 0 to 100. Whoever's the closest to that score wins a point, and then they get to pick another movie. And by the end of this, we're actually now going to be wrapping this part up and going into our rapid fire round, where everybody stops talking about movies and starts scoring movies. And I am proud to say somebody here has hit the mark.
Let's go.
On both.
Mm.
And when I say the first number, you're going to know who it is. The critics gave this movie a 94%.
Whoa!
Good job,
The
Bob.
audience gave this movie a 94%. One of the first zeros we've had in a very long time goes to Bob.
Good job,
Thanks,
Bob.
you have to appreciate that. And to everybody else for me getting it right on the dot. Nah.
Flex your muscles. I like it. All right, we're into the last part here. Now we're going to stop talking. We're going to start scoring. Creature, you got a movie for us?
Are you ready? Everybody ready? I tell you what, look, we ain't gonna keep it all Chris. We're gonna do everything we can. But here's what we'll try. We'll see. Bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
Which one?
First one?
Oh man, that movie was funny.
That little midget was funny as hell. The little
Oh my
midget.
god, yes.
My God.
All right, so this goes on Bob.
Yeah.
Bad Santa. What do you got for the scores?
Well, it was hilarious, but I do know it got a lot of like
Now just scoring.
poor reviews. I think I'm gonna do 75.
75 across. All right. He likes this going. He's like this going across. Feeling lucky, huh?
Yeah,
Feeling
I got it
lucky.
right the first time.
I feel you.
So, Red, what do you think the scores are?
78, 79.
All right. And Rob, what do you think the scores are?
Sorry about
I'm
that.
going to go with 81 and 83.
81, 83. I totally missed yours, Red. I'm sorry. My dog's
You
acting up.
went 78. You went 78, 79.
Okay. 78, 79. Okay. Wow. Pretty close then. Okay.
This one was very close. And two people on this one actually hit a mark. Not the mark, but a mark. Critics gave this movie a 78%.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
The audience gave it a 75%. So the two people here hit the mark there were Reddington and Bob, but Bob got the point by 1 point.
Thank you. Appreciate the roses.
All right, what do you got for us next there,
And again,
All right. I tell you what. Let's go with Snakes on a Plane.
I've never
Snakes on
seen
a
that.
plane.
Oh, that was a
but
good one.
I do know what it's, I guess,
Okay, you're
kind of
familiar with
about.
it. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I just don't know how the snakes got on the plane, whether it was
Fun
like
fact: this I didn't
cargo.
realize this. The same year that Snakes on a Plane came out, there was also a movie that was called Snakes on a Train.
Really?
Well, it was a cheap ripoff of it. Yeah, they do that. Like when Iron Man came out, they had a cheap ripoff of Iron Man as well. Yeah.
I love that. All right, so this goes to Bob.
I'm probably gonna say like 40 for the critics, maybe 68 for the audience, because I know that got a lot of low reviews. The only reason why people liked it was, what Samuel Jackson said on the plane.
All right, Red.
All right, Reddington, what do you think?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Maybe I saw it. I don't know. I think we'd all just envision Samuel Jackson yelling, "Snakes on a plane."
Get these mother clucking snakes off this mother trucking flame.
I can't remember too much of it if I saw it, but you just envision him. So I guess I don't know. Probably like we're gonna the 69 and 70. That's probably generous.
This is actually the first time this movie's ever been done on the show.
Probably generous.
All right, Rob, what do you think the scores are?
I want to go with 55 and 55 all across.
55 all the way across. All right, 55 all the way across. We got a 40 over here. We got a 70 over there. Then we got Rob G keeping it, holding it down with the 55s. What's going to happen here, guys? This looks interesting.
The critics gave this movie a 69%. The audience gave this movie a 49%, which means actually Rob G gets the point.
I got two bullseyes on one of them at least.
I know you're throwing darts. You are throwing darts right now.
And this is for the rest of us.
Yes.
We all get this.
What do you got for us, creature?
All right, A Christmas Story.
Oh,
that was a good one.
Double dog dare you.
That dad was so man. That was a good one.
Right,
he was so into that damn leg lamp. The mom wanted to throw that damn thing away.
Now this is a lamp. All right, we go on. Rob,
the kid wanted the Red
Christmas
Rider
Story. What do
BB
you got
gun
for
too. Shot himself in the eye with it.
Let's shoot shy up.
All right, Rob, what do you got for the scores on A Christmas Story?
I gotta go with 80 across the board.
All right, 80 across the board. Bob,
Yep.
it's on you, baby.
89. Because it is beloved, but it's not like, I don't think it's like 100%.
You're right. It is beloved. Like there's even a show on ESPN. The guy still has a lamp in the background.
Right.
They made a sequel of Ralph All Grown Up. I have yet to see it yet, but I hear it's pretty good.
All right, Rick.
All right, let's go with Reddington.
I'm gonna go a 90 and a 90.
90 and a 90. All right, I see all of y'all want to stick with y'all trying to run it across the board because the past two. No, my fault. The past three, the winners have been straight across the board. Now y'all all three want to follow suit. I see you. I see you. Okay.
I know they do 24-hour marathons of the movie.
They do. And nobody gets sick of it either.
Right.
They don't even do that with the classic clay animation ones that we all grew up with. They only do that with a Christmas Story.
Oh, they do it with Die Hard sometimes. Depending.
That's that clay animation, though. But yeah, once in a blue moon. But Christmas Story, yeah. Even the musical that was live action on Fox a couple of years ago was pretty good. It's hard to mess that one up.
All right. The internet critics gave A Christmas Story a 77%.
Whoa.
The audience liked it a lot more. They gave it an 85%, giving Rob G this point.
We got time for one more?
We got time. Boy, we got it tied up right now. I got it 3-3-2.
All right. I got it 3-2-3. Yes, sir. All right.
All right.
Let's get it. I tell you what, let's switch it up. Let's go Planet of the Apes.
Planet of
First
Which one? Reboot or the original?
The first.
Original?
Planet of the Apes. The 1968 original. This could decide the winner of the show right here.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with Rob. What do you got for us?
I'm gonna go with I want to go with 90, and that's for the critics, and for the audience, I am gonna go with 89.
90 and 89.
90 for the critics, 89 for the audience.
That's
Mhm.
correct. Yes, sir. Bob.
Bob, what do you got for us?
I'm going to say critics 87, audience 88. Fun fact, my mom almost did the makeup on that movie. She was offered it, but she turned it down.
No kidding.
Mm.
I never understood
Reddington.
why she did, though.
Planet of the Apes. What do you got for us?
74, 75.
74, Senate of 75. Okay. All right. All right. This could decide it all, guys. I think this is going to decide it all, to be honest. There's only
The
one.
critics gave this movie a 79%. The audience gave this movie an 82%, getting the point by 2 points and moving us into sudden death overtime is Reddington.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So now here's the deal, boys. You're all tied at 3. Whoever gets this next one is the winner.
Unless you somehow tie. This will be the next.
Which has happened.
One. All right. Well, I can't make it easy on you guys. Let's go with y'all familiar with Wolf on Wall Street?
Never
Oh,
seen
that's
it.
a good one.
Wow.
All
We were
right.
just
Really?
talking about it on Vampy stream earlier.
Four Brothers.
Which one?
Four Brothers.
4 Brothers.
Never seen it either.
Oh,
Mark Zollberg or whatever. What the hell is that?
Mark
You
Wahlberg.
definitely have homework, Bob.
Yeah.
You know so much about movies and you ain't seen 2 good ones. Come on, man.
I've
All
never
right,
seen The
Ash.
Godfather either. It gets
Well,
worse.
yeah, that one we wouldn't let you slide with that one, but
why are you on my show?
It gets worse.
The Godfather is good. Only movie I haven't seen was Violent Night.
All right, what do you got for us there, creature?
Fast and Furious.
The
first
Fast
one.
Which
and
one? The first one?
Furious.
First one.
I'm done with that.
And it's gonna be on you, Red.
Okay. The first one, they
Yes.
went from tuning cars to changing diapers. Okay.
That's right.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give it 87 and a 90.
Okay. All right. 87 and 90, Rob.
I want to give it a 93 across the board.
Bob.
Give it a 50 from critics and a 70 from audience.
I thought you said for extra credit. I said, what? Bob, what are you talking about?
I think I revoked my extra credit when I said I've never seen The Godfather. I'll never get extra credit on this show.
You definitely did that. That's for sure.
Well, this is my last and final time on the show. I enjoyed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
El Champion!
El Campeón. The critics gave this movie a 58%. The audience gave it a 75%. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner of this episode of Cinema Score is Bob Exotic. Now, before the other two contestants go anywhere, though, I'm just going to go right because the other two tied. I'm just going to go side to side here. Rob, is there anything that you have going on the app or anything coming up that you'd like everybody to know?
Actually, I do host a show called Date or Not every Thursday. We took a little bit of a break because of the Christmas and New Year holiday. I'll resume back on January the 4th. If you guys want to be a guest or contestant on the show, I am a co-host. I mean, not co-host, but I am a admin of Power Talk. Shout out to Anthon05 for Power Talk. I do freestyle and damn D's. I'm part of MSL as well. Stand up for Music Saves Lives. And I will be hosting 2 auctions coming up in February. A Super Bowl auction February the 10th and a Valentine's auction on February the 16th.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And once again, thank you so much for being on the show. Awesome performance by you. I love the insight on the movies that you were doing. That was incredible. Reddington, anything that you got going on the app that you'd like people to know coming up?
I'm still trying to run the quotes with Reddington on Fridays at 7 p.m.
There you go.
And that's right now the only thing that I'm, nursing a hand thing is still kind of defeating. It's tough. I have writer's block to a degree, so
that's all right, man. Sweet and to the point. I like you. Get it in, get it out. I like that. And now,
that's what she said.
But obviously, not least, El Campeón, Bob Exotic. What do you got going on there, baby?
I don't have much on the app, but I have started my journey on TikTok with Kevtastic Gamer, playing video games on there. I'm going to be doing Bob's reviews with the Puppet Bob on there, reviewing video games and stuff. So it's going to be an interesting journey on there. See where that goes. I mean, I'm still on here streaming every night after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it should be interesting to see how it goes on there too.
Awesome. Well, guys,
There you go.
thank all 3 of you for showing up on Christmas Day. I can't tell you guys how happy I am for you guys to actually be here and partake in the show. This was an incredible show today. What I'm going to go and do is play our outro music. If you guys like to stick around, you're more than welcome to. If not, I completely understand. But ladies and gentlemen,
Thank y'all.
this is Cinema Squad Game Show!
yeah, a 3-way tie. That's pretty wild,
Thanks for having me on here. Appreciate it.
Bob, I got you paid, bro.
We'll crack open a beer and I'm going to take a bee. I'll be right back.
You can
I'm
say
gonna,
fuck, shit, and piss now all you want.
I'm going to go back on my TikTok before I get banned for foul language.
You're good, man. Congratulations, brother.
Is the featured show over with now? Are we able to say
You
the
can say
thing?
fuck all you
Wait,
want.
hold
So-
on, time
so
out.
the
No,
word-
wait. This is important. I'm on TikTok streaming. I don't want to get banned. Time out. I already got striked twice for cursing. I'll be
Here, I
gone
got
in a
you.
second. So,
Boom.
See you, Bob.
Bye. Gotta go. So in the
Fuck,
words,
ass, cock, balls.
in the words of John McClane from Die Hard, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yippee-ki-yay. And have
That
a
was a
Merry
great
fucking
show.
Christmas.
That was awesome. That came down to the wire on that one. You guys were awesome.
That was wicked, man. That was wicked. Merry Christmas, everybody. Y'all, I gotta hit the sack. I got work in the morning. So
Hey, I had fun with it. I thank you for allowing me to be on the show. I kept bugging Vampy for a
And
while.
we don't have a
I want to be on it. I want to
like
be on
we
it.
don't have like an incubation time after our show. If you guys like to be on the show next week, we don't care. Come right back. We don't give a shit.
that's
Hey,
right.
put me
Hey,
down again. Shoot.
y'all
I'll do it
have a
again.
wonderful night, y'all. We'll see y'all later. All right,
Later,
brother.
creature.
Don't forget. I forgot to say I got a auction coming up this Saturday as well, folks.
Oh, you're good. Say it now.
Oh, you guys got champion versus champion. Oh, yeah. No worries. The week after, book me
Yeah,
again.
we'll put you on the week after. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna go live. Any of my supporters want to come kick it in my live? We're gonna celebrate. We made it to sudden death.
Well, I guess leaves you and me, DJ.
Oh, and then there were two.
That's right. What I'd be curious. Was there a movie that I feel like what's another iconic as a Lord of the Rings? What about Lord of the Rings or something, huh?
Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Rings.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised about Fast and the Furious that it didn't get better reviews by the critics, but how did the movie that doesn't do that well as far as the critics continue to get sequel after sequel?
Box office.
I guess that's true. If it's not, I just often think like review and box office go hand in hand, but I guess not.
All right. What do you think Lord of the Rings was?
All right, the first one. Okay. All right. You know, probably not that well, despite it being a more accurate and probably like an 80 and an 80, maybe.
91.95.
Ooh, it did do well. Okay.
Oh, I got to take a piss really quick, though.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. For those that just missed it, this was cinema show. It was a lot of fun. We take shots at trying to guess what the critics and the online reviews do. We covered a bunch of Santa movies. Well, not just Christmas movies. We had Home Alone. We debated if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, the second one. Now, they've done, I don't know if you guys ever watched, oh gosh. The heck is it? Give me a second here. Oh, I'm thinking, I know, I feel like the cobwebs. Screen Junkies has debated if Die Hard is, if memory serves me. Let's see. Let's see.
Oh my God, my bladder.
Here it is. Here it is.
Holidays are upon us, and with their arrival comes the same argument we have every year.
I found
Is
it.
Die Hard a Christmas movie? Official genre designations have failed to guide us. Endless debate has gained us nothing but clicks, and appeals to authority have raised more questions than answers. But that's where we come in. Using fandom's advanced analytics, we can quantify our way to a definitive answer and put the question to bed once and for all. This is Die Hard by the numbers. We begin with simple visual and dialogue cues, selecting 5 basic markers that indicate a Christmas film, and we'll see how many Die Hard contains. For the purposes of this experiment, they are Christmas trees, Christmas decorations, Christmas carols, uses of the word Christmas, and other Christmas references. Let's run the film through our advanced AI analysis software, Fanda, and see how it performs.
Scanning. Analysis complete. Displaying results.